Today, I'm diving into something absolutely fascinating: flow state. You know that amazing feeling of being completely lost in what you're doing? Totally absorbed, where the world just fades away and you're in the zone? That's flow. It's a state most of us recognize, even if we don't call it that. A deep focus where time does some weird things, like speeding up or slowing down. If you're watching this, you're probably someone who wants to soak up knowledge fast without getting overwhelmed. So, I've dug through the science, the stories, and pulled out the most crucial, interesting bits about flow to keep things focused. My mission today is to help you understand what flow is, what's happening in your brain, how it shows up in everyday life, not just extreme sports, and why it's so powerful for creativity and productivity. Most importantly, I'll share practical ways you can trigger flow more often in your own life. Let's get started. What is flow? The big name here is Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the psychologist who put flow on the map. His definition nails it. Flow is a state where you're so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. The experience itself is the reward. You're doing it just because it feels so good to do it. That intrinsic enjoyment is key. Your concentration is laser-focused, distractions vanish, and time. It can fly by. Hours feel like minutes, or even slow down. There's this effortless momentum where actions and decisions feel seamless, almost automatic. It's an energized, deeply satisfying focus that comes from the activity itself. What's happening in your brain? Now, let's get to the really cool part, the neuroscience. When you're in flow, your brain undergoes some fascinating changes. Neuroscientists see dynamic shifts in how different brain networks connect or disconnect. One key concept is transient hypofrontality. Sounds complex, but it's simple. Transient means temporary, and hypofrontality means less activity in the front part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex. That's your brain's CEO, responsible for planning, judging, and self-monitoring. In flow, parts of this CEO take a break, which is huge. It's not a glitch. It's why you lose self-consciousness in flow. That inner critic, the nagging voice of self-doubt, goes offline, letting you act more fluidly, spontaneously, and creatively without second-guessing everything. That's not all. There's also decreased activity in the default mode network, the part of your brain active when you're daydreaming, worrying about the past, or thinking about yourself. In flow, this network powers down, reducing internal chatter and sharpening your external focus on the task. Meanwhile, the brain areas needed for the activity, like sensory or motor regions, ramp up. Picture a musician improvising. Their brain's sound processing and finger control areas are super active, while complex strategic planning might take a back seat. The brain reallocates resources efficiently, shutting down what's not needed, like self-criticism or mind-wandering, and boosting what's essential for the task. Then there are the neurochemicals. Dopamine and norepinephrine, linked to focus and reward, spike during flow, making it feel good and keeping you locked in. Stress-related circuits, on the other hand, calm down. So you get more focus, more reward, less stress. No wonder people chase this state. These changes, hypofrontality, network shifts, and chemical boosts, map perfectly onto that intense yet effortless concentration, the loss of self, and the smooth performance you feel in flow. Your brain is optimizing itself. Flow in everyday life. We often think of flow in elite athletes or virtuoso musicians, but it's not just for the pros. Flow can happen in almost any activity if it hits the right level of challenge and engagement. In sports, think of someone like Stephen Curry hitting shots on autopilot, where instinct takes over and everything clicks. A gymnast nailing a routine, a climber locked in on the rock face, or a runner hitting that perfect stride. They become one with the activity. Distractions fade, time warps, and action and awareness merge. Creativity is another fertile ground for flow. Artists and writers often get lost in their work. Imagine a painter absorbed in their canvas, or a musician improvising, completely unaware of time, maybe even forgetting to eat. Mozart once said music just flowed out of him, suggesting even complex creation can feel effortless in flow. Research on jazz musicians shows them losing themselves, creating novel melodies spontaneously. Writers know this too. When words pour onto the page, hours vanish and mental roadblocks disappear. The creative tap is wide open. It's not just arts or sports. Programmers experience the coder's high, juggling complex logic with intense focus, when their knowledge, motivation, and focus align perfectly. It's fragile, though. One interruption can break it. Engineers working on tricky designs, surgeons in complex procedures, or entrepreneurs brainstorming strategies can all hit flow. Even teams can experience group flow, like a startup team at a whiteboard, bouncing ideas and building momentum, or a software team collaborating like a jazz band improvising. The collective creativity surpasses individual contributions. The key is finding an activity that's challenging and engaging enough for you, whether it's solo or with a team. Why chase flow? The benefits. So, why should you actively try to get more flow in your life? The research highlights some game-changing benefits for performance and well-being. First, creativity and innovation get a massive boost. In flow, your inner critic is quiet, and your mind makes connections more freely, unconstrained by shoulds or what-ifs. Studies show people in flow come up with more original solutions and solve problems better. It's why we see amazing art or transcendent creativity in group flow. There's even research suggesting that inducing flow can train your brain to be more flexible and innovative over time, boosting workplace creativity. Next, productivity. Flow means unwavering concentration and optimized actions. Researcher Gene Nakamura calls it a state of optimal performance, efficient and high quality. A McKinsey study found executives in flow were 5 times more productive. An hour in flow can be worth several hours of scattered work, with fewer errors and less effort. For companies, fostering flow isn't just nice. It boosts the bottom line and fights burnout because the work feels rewarding. Then there's motivation and engagement. Csikszentmihalyi called flow the secret to happiness because it feels so good. He described it as an autotelic experience, from auto, self, and telos, goal, where the activity is its own reward. You do it because you love it, not just for the outcome. This creates a positive loop. You enjoy it, so you practice more, get better, and find flow easier, which makes you enjoy it even more. Studies link regular flow experiences to higher life satisfaction and better well-being in work or school. It makes tasks feel meaningful, builds skills naturally, and reduces stress and anxiety by keeping you absorbed in a positive challenge. How to trigger flow. You can't force flow, but you can set the stage to make it more likely. Csikszentmihalyi's core idea is the balance between challenge and skill. Flow happens when the challenge is high, but your skills are up to it. In the flow channel, if the challenge overwhelms your skills, you feel anxious. If your skills outweigh the challenge, you get bored. It's the Goldilocks zone. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. You need productive tension that demands your full attention but isn't impossible. Adjusting tasks to hit this sweet spot is key. There are 3 main triggers that work together. First, clear goals. Knowing exactly what you're aiming for anchors your focus. Vague aims lead to drifting attention, but specific goals, like outline chapter 1, run a 5K under 25 minutes, or fix this bug, give your mind a clear target. Ideally, the goal feels meaningful, not arbitrary. Second, immediate feedback. Flow activities provide constant feedback, like hitting the right notes, seeing code compile, or sensing a story coming together. It doesn't have to be praise, just information to keep you grounded in the moment, adjusting and progressing. Third, the challenge skill balance we discussed, where you keep stretching yourself but stay within reach. As your skills grow, up the challenge to stay in the flow channel, like a gamer moving to the next level. Practical steps to find flow. Let's get actionable. Here are concrete steps to invite flow into your daily life, focusing on 3 areas: training your focus, optimizing your environment, and structuring your time and tasks. Train your focus. Mindfulness meditation is a game changer here. It's like a gym for your attention span, strengthening your ability to concentrate and stay present. Meditation teaches you to notice when your mind wanders and bring it back, which is exactly what you need to stay in flow. Studies show regular practice boosts cognitive control and helps tune out distractions. Try a few minutes of focused breathing before a task or when your focus slips. Over time, this builds the mental muscle for flow. Optimize your environment. Distractions kill flow, so be ruthless about eliminating them. Silence your phone, close unnecessary tabs, and find a quiet spot. Developers can lose 10 to 15 minutes of flow after an interruption, so protect your focus. Noise-canceling headphones, ambient music, or a clear desk can help. Communicate your need for uninterrupted time to others. Handle basic needs, food, water, bathroom breaks, before starting to avoid disruptions. A tidy space and digital focus zone clear the runway for flow. Structure time and tasks. Schedule specific blocks for deep work like 60-90 minutes dedicated to one thing. Treat it like an appointment with your focus. Use techniques like time chunking or Pomodoro, work intervals with short breaks, to build sustained focus. Longer blocks are better since flow takes time to build. Break big projects into smaller, manageable steps, like draft chapter 1 or code function Y, to create clear goals and feedback loops. End each session knowing the next step to dive back in easily. Plan 1 to 3 challenging but doable tasks per block to reduce decision fatigue and channel energy into the work. Combine these. Start with mindfulness, go to your distraction-free zone, pick a specific task, set a timer, and let the magic happen. Consistency with these habits makes flow a regular part of your life, not just a happy accident. Boosting flow for creativity. If your goal is creative work, like writing, art, or innovation, layer on these specific strategies. First, embrace experimentation. See failure as data, not defeat. Creativity thrives on risk-taking, and fear of messing up stops you from tackling novel challenges where flow and breakthroughs happen. Give yourself permission to play. Try free writing, rapid prototyping, or tinkering without judgment. Each attempt provides feedback and might spark a micro-flow moment. Think of Edison finding 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. It was discovery, not failure. Second, cultivate a growth mindset. Believe your abilities can improve with effort, not that they're fixed. This reframes challenges as learning opportunities, not tests of talent. Research shows people with a growth mindset seek mastery and naturally hit the challenge skill sweet spot, experiencing more flow. Setbacks become temporary, and you focus on learning, not just performing. Think, I can't do this yet. This builds resilience and a love for tackling hard things, prime flow territory. Third, collaborate and draw inspiration. While flow can be solitary, collaboration boosts creativity and can lead to group flow. Discussing ideas or getting feedback exposes you to new perspectives. In group flow, teams share clear goals and good communication, building ideas rapidly, like improv comedy or a jazz band. Even if you're not collaborating, get inspired by others' work. Read great writing before you write, or study art before you paint to fill your creative well. Join workshops or co-create with positive, vision-aligned people. Negativity kills flow, but the right synergy fuels it. Wrapping up. Wow, what a deep dive into flow. From the psychology to the brain science, we now understand so much about this incredible state, where performance peaks and creativity ignites. Flow is accessible to anyone willing to engage deeply, manage distractions, and embrace challenges. So think about your own life. Where could you use more flow? Which activities already feel a bit like flow sometimes? Based on the triggers and strategies we've covered, what's one small tweak you could make? Maybe to the challenge level, goals, feedback, or environment. To tap into deeper focus, creativity, or productivity, flow isn't just magic. It's a skill you can cultivate. Experiment, find what works for you, and make flow a regular part of your life. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments. What's one activity where you felt flow, and how will you chase it more?